Welcome to podcast episode number 137, How to Dress a Curvy Body. Having curves can be a wonderful thing, but finding clothes that fit can actually be quite tricky. Are you tired of your clothes pulling at the bust, gaping at the waist, and just not fitting well? These 6 steps will have you dressing your body with ease. But first, is your style in need of a jumpstart? Then I have just the thing for you. Find Your Signature Style is my flagship course, and it is a culmination of everything I have been teaching my clients for 14 years. This course gives you exactly what you need to build the foundation for your style, to build your wardrobe, to learn how to love shopping, and to fall in love with your style. Whether you feel like you don't have a style, you've lost your style, or your style just needs a little bit of a jump start, this is exactly the course for you. Designed to give you all the elements you need in 3 simple steps. We make finding your style as easy as 1, 2, 3. Click the link in the show notes or go to findyoursignaturesstyle.com and get ready to rock your style today. Welcome to Style by Michele, a podcast designed to empower you through personal style. I'm your host, Michele Nidifer, a master style coach, founder of Style Finder Boutique, and creator of the Style Finder ID system. I'm here to help you know what to wear, how to wear it, and how to get dressed in 7 minutes or less. Let's go. Well, hello, beautiful, and welcome back. Today we're talking about how to dress a curvy body. And I tell you what, we have had so many women reach out and ask how to dress a curvy body that I felt that this deserved its own podcast. Now, I have several other body considerations that I will be covering on future topics. But today I want to share about curves. And part of the reason is because I'm a little curvy. I have some curve. Now, before you get up in arms and say, well, you're not curvy, let's define what it means to be curvy. Because I have had so many women reach out in our videos on Instagram and talk about how our models are or are not curvy. And I just want to bring some clarity around what it means to be curvy. Because curvy comes in all shapes and sizes, right? Curvy does not necessarily mean you're a plus size. Curvy does not mean you're not a plus size. Curvy, the way I define it, means that you have curves in your body. Typically, you have a tummy or you have a full bust. Oftentimes, curvy is really defined as below the waist. Maybe you're curvier through your hips. Maybe you're curvier through your bum. Whatever that means for you. These tips can help because there's no one-size-fits-all approach, right? So I'm sharing tips that can help you no matter what your body shape or size. So if you're not curvy, don't feel like this isn't for you. There are still some things that you can glean from this and will help you get better fitting clothes. So I am not excluding you. Don't worry. Now, I've had so many women reach out and request certain topics. So I want to invite you, if you would like to request a topic or want me to talk about something, or have a guest you think I should bring on, DM me on Instagram at Style by Michele. Now, I can't promise anything, but when I hear from enough of you about a certain topic, I know, oh my gosh, I really need to share because there's a lot of confusion around this. And I think when it comes to style in general, there is tons of confusion. And I'm already writing a book on color because there's a lot of color confusion. And so I want to help you ditch the confusion and gain clarity, whether it's in your closet, whether it's wearing colors or shapes or styles or just putting it all together. Because when you can ditch the confusion and find clarity, that creates confidence. And that is what I want for you, my friend, because you are beautiful, you are amazing, and I want you to feel confident in who you are. Life is too short not to have confidence. It's too short to be spent wondering, is this right? Should I wear this? Do I look okay? Because I have spent far too many hours in my life worrying about things. And now I'm not going to say I've given up. I certainly haven't given up. But what I have given up is the stress, the worry. I'm like, you know what? I'm perfect just the way I am. But perfect doesn't mean perfect. It doesn't have to mean perfection. Perfect means that you are good enough just the way you are. Perfection is a myth, ladies. And we're going to talk about that in another episode. But if you're ever striving for perfection, there is no such thing. And even the people that you see on social media, they're airbrushed, they're not showing everything. I've been thinking a lot about showing more like behind the scenes or how things really are. And let me know if you want to see that, because I think sometimes my inclination is to just shit to highlight reels. And it can be really tricky to feel vulnerable enough to feel like you're going to show the good, the bad, and the ugly. Not that it's ugly, but things that you might not normally put on there. So let me know if you really want to see what's the reality. I think that's going to be coming very soon. Now, the other thing that's coming very soon, if you have not heard, I am going to host a retreat in January. Now, this is the first retreat I have done in this way. And I tell you what, I am so excited about all the details that I am bringing to this retreat. I've had so many women reach out and say, hey, my mom and I want to come up from Atlanta, or hey, I want to come from Tennessee, or I want to fly in from California to work with you. And women have been reaching out. And I thought, you know what? This is the prime time to create a resource that can help you. And it's only going to be for 22 women. I only have space for 22 women. I wanted to limit it. I wanted to keep it small because it's going to be more of an intensive. But it's not going to be that intensive. Don't worry, it's going to be fun. We're going to have so much fun. But my goal is that you will walk away with your image blueprint, your roadmap, your understanding for how you're going to be showing up in the world, what you're going to be wearing, and how to put it all together. And I tell you what, style is not the most important thing. It's not. I love style. And yeah, that's what I built my career on, but it's not the most important thing. However, when it's not handled, it becomes a distraction. And I will tell you this, when your style is not handled, it can, I'm not saying this does this for everybody, but it can invite you to hold yourself small, to play small in your business, to hide, to not get out there and see friends or family because you don't feel confident. It can undermine your confidence when you don't pay attention to your style. And so I look at style as a tool to set yourself up for success, to be the woman you truly want to be in the coming year. And when you can do that, it's powerful. That's when you achieve your dreams. That's when you do the thing you've been holding off on doing, or saying, well, I'll wait till I lose 10 pounds. Well, I'll wait till next year or next month or, 5 years from now, or the time is not right. Guess what? Someday is today. Today is your day to step into the best version of yourself and to say yes to you. And so if you feel called, I want you to click the link in the show notes and get on my waiting list. Because very soon I am going to be revealing all the details, and I know these spots are going to go fast. So click the link in the show notes, or just send me a DM and let me know that you are interested, because you don't want to miss out on this. You cannot say no to yourself anymore. It is time to say yes to you, because you deserve it. And the world deserves to have the best version of you. Your family, your friends. It is not selfish to say yes to yourself. In fact, it's quite the opposite. So I won't get into that right now, but it's quite the opposite of being selfish, because when you are taken care of, that's when you have more to give to others. When you feel great about who you are, that's when you lift others up. You're out there, you're volunteering, you're helping, you're just more of yourself. But if you're holding yourself small, people are missing out on the magic of you. And I don't want to see that anymore. I'm tired of hearing women tell me, I've gained 20 pounds, I'm not dressing well, I'm not getting out, I'm not going on date night, I'm not going out with my girlfriends. Quit hiding. It is time for you to step up and stand out and be the amazing woman you were created to be. And so get ready for my Style Reset retreat in January. Send me a DM. Let me know that you want to be on the list, because once I announce it, those spots are going to fly. And it is a weekend-long retreat. It will be here in Raleigh, North Carolina, Friday evening, all day Saturday and Sunday, most of the day through mid-afternoon. And so I've got it set up at a beautiful hotel. There will be accommodations. We'll have some beautiful meals together, and we are going to have fun. You're going to experience joy and pleasure. You're going to really get to know who you are now. So if you feel out of touch with yourself, this is a wonderful gift you can give to yourself, a gift you can give to your girlfriend, a gift you can give to your mother, your sister, your daughter. And come together, but make a commitment to, whether you come to the retreat or not, that you are going to do something to say yes to you today. Life is too short to keep saying no to you. All right, ladies, let's dive into our topic today about dressing a curvy body. Now, I love a good alliteration. And so I came up with these 6 S's for dressing a curvy body to help you. I wanted to give you something easy to remember, because dressing a curvy body can be simple when you know these 6 S's. And so my first S, your smallest point. Where is your smallest point? Now, when I talk about body type or discovering what your body type is, I talk about 2 things. I talk about your smallest point and your largest point. Why? Because when you know those, you know what your considerations are and you know what to play up. Your largest point tells you when you're trying, without judgment, when you're trying to get something to fit, what you need to fit first. Your smallest point, though, will help you to know what to play up. Here's what I mean. Let's say you are an hourglass or a pear. You have a very defined waistline, and that probably is going to be your smallest point. And if you wear a baggy top, it's going to hide your waistline and it's going to make you look bigger. And therefore, your smallest point, oftentimes it's the waist. Occasionally it can be under the bust line, right under the bust line. Maybe that means you need to wear an empire waist dress. Maybe that means you need to wear a peplum top. Maybe that means you need to wear a belt. Maybe that means you need to wear a wrap top or a wrap dress. By knowing your smallest point, you know what to show off and how it's going to affect everything else. And so typically the smallest points on a woman's body are either going to be her waist or just under her bust. And when you know those, you can choose to show it off. Now, I'm not saying just go slap a belt on and be done with it, because a lot of women, even if their waistline is their smallest point, they might have a few extra pounds and they might not feel comfortable just throwing a belt on. But what I want you to think about is finding clothing that truly fits your body, which brings me to S number 2, shape. Forget the baggy clothes, ladies. I don't care if you're at your ideal weight or 50 pounds heavier. Baggy makes you look bigger. Baggy equals bigger. It does not equal flattering. And when you wear the baggy clothes, it makes you look bigger than you are. It can make you look sloppy. It can make you feel unput together. Is that a word? Unput together? It can make you feel the opposite of put together. I'm not saying go for skin tight, but what I am saying is go for shape. This is totally, I totally get that this is counterintuitive. But what I've found over the years is that women, when we put on a few extra pounds, and I am not excluded from that, I've done this myself. But when we have a few extra pounds, our tendency is to go bigger. But going bigger actually hides our shape and can make us look bigger. Let's say your waist is your smallest point, but then your waist expands a little bit. And so instead of wearing a form-fitting top or dress, you go for more of like a sack dress or a big baggy dress. There's no waistline definition. And one of your smallest points actually looks a lot bigger than it is. Pounds are added visually, and the effect isn't as flattering as it could be. And so by wearing something that has some shape, that alludes to your shape, I'm not saying skin tight spandex here. That is not what I'm saying. But when you have something that alludes to your shape, I like to use the phrase gently skims your body. When something gently skims your body, it shows you off in your best light. I'm not talking skin tight. I'm not saying it's going to be snug or pulling. It gently skims your body. It alludes to your shape without giving away the whole enchilada, right? So shape is key. But number three is structure. This is also key. Now, what I've found is that when you have curves, you need some structure to your fabric. I'm not necessarily talking about a structured garment, but as a former dressmaker, what I've found is that there are different weights of fabric and different types of fabric and different properties of fabric. And let's say you have a really thin tissue knit dress and you're very curvy. Well, that tissue weight dress, or very thin knit, I'm talking about like a flimsy knit here, kind of like an inexpensive, lightweight. It might look like it would be nice and cool. However, when you put that on a curvy body, it doesn't hold up. And it can grab onto your skin. It can cling. It can show things in unattractive ways. It doesn't have a lot of forgiveness. Now, a lot of women I know are concerned about cellulite, which I just say, you know what? It is what it is. However, if you have a flimsy knit, it's going to show off more lumps, bumps, and bulges than a knit with a structure. Now, one of my favorite knits that has a little bit more structure is called a ponte knit, Ponte, ponte knit. Now, there are different weights of ponte. You might say, well, pontes are a little bit heavier. There can be heavyweight ponte knits. There can be lightweight ponte knits. But ponte knits will give you a little bit more structure, aka support. And so it gently glides over your curves without grabbing onto every lump, bump, and bulge. And because they have a little structure, can also give you a little bit of support. They can sometimes smooth things out. Now, I'm going to tell you a secret about dressing a curvy body. Curves are not bad. Curves are beautiful. And what I've found is that oftentimes women think they need to look slimmer. They don't need to look slimmer. But what could enhance their appearance is to get rid of all the lumps, bumps, and bulges. The panty lines, the bra bulge, things like that. I mean, I even have it and I hate it. I just hate it. I feel like it just ruins the line. It brings the eye to that instead of to the whole look. And so I choose fabrics that I know are going to give me a little bit more structure, that aren't going to show everything and are going to sort of make things a little bit more sleek. All right, let's talk about number 4, stretch. Stretch is key when dressing a curvy body. Years ago, when I was first training my very first style coaches, I've probably 10 style coaches in my career, and I've had several people reach out and ask about that recently. So we may be doing something in the coming year. I can't guarantee, but if you are interested, let me know, and I'm starting a short list. But I remember training a coach, and she was very curvy, and she always wondered why she couldn't just wear like a button-down Oxford cloth shirt. Here's a, basic white button-down blouse. She tried and tried and tried to wear those, but she just felt frumpy in those. And what I told her is that, was years ago. Things have advanced a little bit now. I mean, it wasn't that long ago, but it was years ago. But I remember back in my day, back in the 1980s, I used to wear button-down Oxfords all the time. That was my MO. I was super preppy. And I remember noticing this back then as well, that they didn't have any stretch. It was just a button down Oxford cloth shirt, cut like a man's, basically. And most men don't have curves. And so if you've got a shirt that's cut like a man's shirt, but then you try to put it on a woman's body, doesn't really work, does it? It's going to gap at the bust line if you're full busted. Maybe it's going to pull across the back. Maybe it's not going to accommodate your hips. And so this, ladies, is where the advent of technology is your new BFF. Stretch. Stretch has come into play in a lot of fabrics. Everything from denim. I mean, it's hard to even find a pair of denim jeans these days that don't have stretch. And you want to be careful. You don't want to have too much stretch. We briefly carried a lot of jeans that had so much stretch, and they just didn't really work that well. And they had plenty of stretch, but they were really low cut. Anyway, the fit was just all off. So fit is key, but stretch can help make something fit. So let's take that boxy white blouse from the 80s or 90s, add a little stretch to it. Go back to number 2, add a little shaping to it. Princess seam lines are your friend. They are so good. Now, let's talk about princess seam lines. We're talking about stretch right now, but I have to go back and tell you about princess seam lines, because princess seam lines help you to show your shape. What they do is basically they accommodate your curves. They will accommodate your bust line while nipping in a little bit at the waist and then flaring back out again at the hips. And you can find princess seaming in the front and in the back of typically jackets, blouses, and dresses. And so let's say that you have a white button-down shirt. It does have some shaping, aka princess seam lines, and it's in a white cotton broadcloth that has some stretch. That, my friends, is going to be a completely different look. Stretch will allow it to accommodate your curves. Now, it doesn't mean every white blouse that has stretch is going to look good on you. But what it does mean is that versus the boxy shirt that had no stretch is going to be a better fit for a curvy body. And so look for things that have stretch versus things that don't. It will give you so much more ease. It will gracefully skim your body. It will help you to feel polished, put together, but you don't want to, as I talked about in number 3, you don't want to forgo structure. You want a knit that has structure as well as stretch. All right, number 5, sleek. I know I've been on here a couple of times and I've used the phrase sleek it out, and I don't even know where I came up with that, but I think that's how I kind of think about things, because as I mentioned a few minutes ago, it's not about looking slimmer in all cases. I don't want you to try to be something that you're not. And I don't want you to wear 25 pairs of Spanx to try to suck it in. However, shapewear or whatever it takes to create a good foundation can create a sleek line. And what this does is it eliminates lumps, bumps, and bulges. It can eliminate cling, like I talked about with the flimsy knits. And it gives you the good solid foundation so your clothes just gently glide on your body. You don't have bra bulge, you don't have VPL, nothing's grabbing, nothing's riding up, nothing's cutting you off the waist. It's just sleek. It fits you like a glove. And that's when, no matter what size you are, you look amazing. Think about Oprah. I remember seeing a picture of Oprah. You may have heard me talk about this wrap dress, but she was wearing this beautiful navy black wrap dress, and the color was fantastic on her. But what I also remember is that, this was back when Oprah was a little heavier. She was a very curvy. She's not as curvy right now, but she does have some curves. But this was back when she was really curvy, fuller busted, fuller in the booty. She had some hips, and she was wearing this beautiful wrap dress, which looked like it was made for her body. And what I loved about this wrap dress was it was a knit, but it had some structure to it. It had some stretch. So it was fitting her in all the right places. But it had this sleekness to it. You could tell that her stylist had picked out the perfect undergarments. She didn't have bra bulge. She didn't have VPL. You didn't see the waistline. You didn't see anything cutting off. You didn't see lumps, bumps, and bulges. You just saw this beautiful dress fitting her beautiful body in a beautiful way. And she looked amazing because it was done well. There was attention to detail. Everything, every S had been checked off. And it was just this beautiful, sleek, chic look. It didn't look like an afterthought. It looked like she had planned her outfit and she knew what she needed to wear. And she wore it and it looked fantastic. So that's what I want for you. It's not about looking smaller, but shapewear can often help you to eliminate lumps, bumps, and bulges. Now, I remember back in the summer, I had a friend come in to the boutique and she was wearing some Spanx, some long line shorts, shaper shorts. And I love those. In fact, I wear those under dresses because I don't know, panties just feel weird. Thongs are a no-go for me under dresses. It's just all wrong. But under dresses, I love the shaper shorts because there are no lines. I know if you're a little curvier, it prevents your thighs from rubbing together, which I know that's a consideration for a lot of women. And it's like they just give you coverage. And then, if something happens, your skirt blows up, you've got a little coverage. But I love those because they eliminate VPL. They eliminate visible panty lines under dresses. However, my friend had come in, she was trying on some white pants, and she was a little self-conscious of having what she called, these were her words, not mine, cottage cheese thighs. Now, she's beautiful. She's gorgeous. I never even knew or noticed that she had cellulite on her thighs, but she couldn't stand it. It drove her crazy. And she came in, she was trying on some white pants, and she ended up walking out of the boutique wearing them, but she wore her shaper shorts with them because they gave her that little extra edge, that little extra boost of confidence. But she wore them to mask the cellulite. But I love them because sometimes if you have a pair of white pants, wearing shaper shorts can eliminate VPL. It can eliminate, anything showing through and just create a sleek line. And then most of the shaper shorts, at least the ones I have, they're all seamless at the end. So you just have this vanishing line and it just gives you coverage without bulk. I think that's what I love most is the shaper shorts, the really, really, really thin ones. Actually, mine aren't Spanx. I like the ones that don't suck you in. They're just there to give you a smooth, sleek line. And I've had some of the ones that suck you in. And then, I know Spanx makes a lot of different kinds. So whatever brand you choose, Flexies, Maidenform, whatever. I think most companies make those now. And you can get them at Target, at Walmart, at, Kohl's probably, JCPenney. Well, I don't know if JCPenney's still around. I know in Raleigh, ours is completely torn up, but probably online. But a basic department store is going to have those, Belk. You can find those wherever. But I highly recommend those because they give you the sleek factor. They give you the sleek factor. And if you want more suck in, if you want to be sucked in, go for the, heavy duty ones, or you can even layer them up. But that's not really what I'm advocating here. I want you to be comfortable. But it's nice because, you can wear those and then they just smooth out all the lines. You don't have to worry about them. All right, number 6, spotlight. I want the spotlight to be on your assets, meaning draw the eye upward, bring focus to your face. This is one of the best tips I have for a curvy body because a lot of times women get so consumed about, is this hanging out or that? Let's put the focus on your face and nobody is worrying about anything else. Wear your best colors, do your hair, do some great makeup, wear some jewelry that brings light to your face, and put your smile in the spotlight. Put your eyes in the spotlight. Make eye contact with you easier. And then that's going to help you look fabulous, no matter what, your shape, your size, or no matter what you're wearing, because you are already amazing. All right, let's go back through those 6 S's. S number 1, your smallest point. Know it, define it. Number 2, shape. You want to show your shape. Ditch the baggy and go for fit. Number 3, structure. Structure, forget flimsy knits, go for knits and fabrics that have structure. Number 4, stretch. Forget woven fabrics. They will not fit your body nearly as well as something that has stretch. Number 5, it's not about looking slimmer, but it is about creating a sleek foundation. Create the right foundation with whatever you wear under your garments so that they can hang well and make you look great. And number 6, spotlight. Put the spotlight on your smile, put the spotlight on your face, put the spotlight on you, because the best compliment is that you look amazing. And when you look and feel amazing, it just sets the tone for a wonderful day. Ladies, I hope you enjoyed this. Go share this with a friend. I would love to have you go leave me a review. And if you'd like to join our community, come join us over on Facebook at Style by Mary Michele Podcast. And I always share some secret tips and other little goodies over there. In fact, we did a contest not too long ago. Somebody won some Style Finder card cash. And we're always doing fun things over there. So come join me. The link is in the show notes. And make sure you send me a message if you know you want to come to the Style Reset Retreat in January in Raleigh, North Carolina. I love you, ladies. I will see you on the next podcast. Thanks for tuning in to Style by Mary Michele, where women come to get dressed in 7 minutes or less. If you enjoyed this podcast, I invite you to leave me a 5-star review on iTunes or wherever you're listening. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at Style by Mary Michele and shop our boutique at shopstylefinder.com for the best in upscale casual apparel. Better yet, if you're in the Raleigh area, come see us. We're located in the North Hills Shopping Center, the premier shopping district in Midtown Raleigh. For details and links mentioned in this episode, be sure to see the show notes. Have a beautiful week.